And while I'm here, I want to give you a really fast little short story time on how when my father told me he was in love with me. Every single time he would do something, he would tell me he's doing it because he's in love with me. He would do it because he wants to marry me. He wants to run away with me. Rules that I had for my father who was in love with me.
Dude, that made me so uncomfortable listening to her describe all of that. That was so disgusting. I don't understand, like, I don't understand how there are so many stories like this. Like, this story is crazy and it is very compelling and interesting, but I feel like it's when I say common, because I just feel like for it to even happen to one person, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But I've heard similar stories to this before from women. I've even heard some from men too, for about their mothers, but way more rare, way more rare. But anyways, this parent, falling in love with their kids. Oh my God. Oedipus, whatever you want to call it. This is crazy. No, that wouldn't be Oedipus. That would be the other way around. Anyways, um, yeah, this is wild though. This is very disturbing and very disgusting. So trigger warning again.
And while I'm here, I want to give you a really fast little short story time on how when my father told me he was in love with me. So the thing that was going on with him when he was making me do a whole bunch of sexual acts with him, he was touching me and groping on me, and I had to send videos and pictures of myself and all these extra heinous things. Every single time he would do something, he would tell me he's doing it because he's in love with me. He would do it because he wants to marry me. He wants to run away with me. His wife was nothing compared to me. He's never met a woman like me before. He's been looking for someone like me his entire life. That's exactly what he would say to me every time he did something. Every single time he did something, that's what he would say to me. And he kept saying he was in love with me. He kept saying he hopes I feel the same, how in love with me he is. And if I did not replicate those feelings, if I did not if I did not agree with what he was saying, if I did not reciprocate the same energy back, he would literally sit there and tell me how I'm a horrible person, I make him depressed, I ruined his life, I broke his heart, I'm not good enough for anyone, he hopes I get beat in the future, I'm only going to be a whore, I'm only ever going to be used for my body because that's all I'm good for, if I did not tell him I loved him back. And there was multiple times I sat there and I told him, I do not love you like that. I do not want to love you like that. I will never love you like that. I want a basic father-daughter relationship with my dad. And he said, okay, but just so you know, I'm going to treat you like you never exist for as long as you're here. I wish I never had a daughter like you. I see why everyone hates you. I see why your mother was so quick to give you up. I see why no one loves you. All this extra stuff. He would tell me I should just jump off a bridge. I should just end myself. How he wishes he was dead and he never met me. And how after I go to college, he's never speaking to me ever again. All because I said I did not love him back. And there was even a time period where he got on his knees, got to me this close, bro, on his knees, sat there and told me, he confessed his feelings, said he wanted to run away with me right then and there, how we could run away, and no one would ever know. He would leave his son, which is literally only 5 years old, my half brother, he would leave him and everything to run away with me, and we'd go and be happy. He even also said that he has a friend who was married to his daughter, and that should have been reflected. I said, why are you friends with someone like that? And he said, oh, well, it's just how he lives. It's his life. And who am I to question it? He says, oh, but they're really happy and they have 3 kids. And that's who he was friends with. Someone who was biologically dating their own daughter. Married as well with kids. So when he got on his knees and he was telling me this, he tried to kiss me. This man grabbed my face like this on both sides, pulled me in and tried to kiss me. And I pulled away and pushed his hands away from me. And that's when he sent me he said he texted me from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. All the insults you can think of, all the horrible things. Oh, I hope you get R-worded. I hope you go through this. I hope you go through that. I hope life is nothing but horrible to you. And I mean, all the most horrific things you would ever, like on some 13 Reasons Why stuff, but worse. Everything you could think of. Texted me from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. No exaggeration, no joke. If I dozed off or did not text back, I would wake up to a text that says, I'm about to come in that room and do something to you if you don't, text back because I know you're awake. When I was genuinely dozing off sleeping because he was texting me from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. And that's what he did all the time. All because I said I wasn't in love with him and I wouldn't kiss him on the lips.
Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. But when I tell y'all that I really be on some like, look, man, men, fathers, healthy fathers, great, great. Yes. Could be needed in the home, could be a great thing in the home, whatever you want to say. But the rest of y'all, yeah, y'all don't need to be there, man. Like a lot, like I'll be glad a lot of men don't be in their kids' lives. That's what I'm saying. I'll be glad a lot of men don't be in their kids' lives. Like, listen to what I'm saying. If the choice is these types of men being in their kids' lives or these types of men not being in their kids' lives, then I choose these types of men not being in their kids' lives. Healthy men, yes. Show up for your kids. You know, men that aren't dangerous, that aren't harmful to their children. Yes, yes. Show up for your kids. You know, be there for them, whatever, whatever, whatever. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Yes, that's what we all want. That's what we all need. But if you're anything but that, be gone. Like if you are tempted, if you can't control yourself, if you are going to cause your kids, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like leave. Like even if like I'm all for paying child support if you're not around. You know, like even if you're not physically present. But if you can't do that, just leave. It's better. It's better if you just leave these kids alone, man. It's just better if you leave them alone. I'm sorry. Like this is so disturbing, and it's like it all stems from like y'all can't tell me this don't stem from misogyny. You can't, you know what I mean? Like not seeing women like he objectifies women so much that he can't see his own daughter as a human being. You see what I'm saying? He objectifies women so much he can't see his own daughter as a human being. And so that's what ultimately you know, is causing this at the end of the day. And his entitlement, like, typical stuff that happens with men when it comes to rejection and things of that nature with any woman. You know what I'm saying? This just happens to be his daughter, but that's like you can address this. Like you know what I mean? Like you can get help for this if you wanted to as a man. You don't have to be like this. Like there's something there. Something may have happened to him, that he needs to unpack or whatever. But these men are like, I can't. It's hard for me like put myself in their shoes, but like they don't even try to get help. They don't try to get help, and then they end up like hurting everybody around them. So I'm like, yeah, I would rather they not be there.
But nonetheless, rules that I had for my pedo father who was in love with me. So rule number one of the biggest ones actually, was that I had to give him the exact same treatment that I would give a boyfriend that I was dating. If I slacked off, if it seemed like I wasn't interested, if I was giving the impression that I didn't like him, if I was not into it or pretending to be into it anyway, which another thing, a lot of people commented, a lot of men commented, which, sorry, I'll check real quick. If you comment something like, W dad, and oh, he was doing the right thing and stuff along those lines, like multiple men have been doing, you're gonna get blocked. Like there's no point in wasting.
So where where is this protection that men always talk about? Like I was just on a live last night, and these men were talking about how most men are decent human beings, and like where is this protection? Where and I mean either from themselves or from other men, but like where's all of this protection for women? Where's all this protection for little girls? It's like I'm sitting here like, are we not watching the same movie? Like, how are you getting something completely different from this story? I'm consuming all of this information. I'm consuming, all of this data. All you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like at this point, I keep telling you, I've been watching Game of Thrones. I just finished the whatever for the fucking whatever time, third time or whatever. But anyways, I feel like the three-eyed raven. Like I feel like I have all of these memories stored in my brain, all these stories that I've heard from women and girls and stuff like that, and some even from some men. And so I'm like, what are you guys seeing? What parallel universe are we existing in where you guys are out here feeling like most men are decent? when there are, I'm not even saying this is most men. Listen to what I'm saying. There is a significant number of men who will go on posts like her posts and say weird shit like that. There's not a significant number of women that will do that. There's just not. So I'm trying to figure out where all of these decent human beings, that are in the shape of men. Like where the fuck are we? Like, men are disgusting, like all around. Men just be doing the weirdest, most disgusting shit. Going on a woman's page who is telling you her story about her father, how her father used to molest her, and you guys say "W dad." I don't have no defense for that. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm saying, like, as a man, like if I was these like protector men out here talking about most men are decent, I would feel like y'all would come on and be like, yeah, men are trash, man. Like, look at that. But I know you guys, but most men didn't say that, brother. You have to understand that that because of how shitty men are, we foster an environment where those men can grow and exist and fester. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you didn't say it directly, but you also, when those dudes are talking crazy about women and you're around them in public, you're not correcting them. So then they come online and say crazy shit.
Wasting your time. I'm just gonna block you. Your comment's not even gonna be there. But that was the biggest thing. It was that I had to show an incredible amount of interest. Now, the way this worked was the fact that he would say that he could not, get off or, feel what he wanted to feel with me if I wasn't acting 100% interested. Which is why if I slacked off or made up an excuse, which I did and it never worked, if I made up an excuse or anything of that sort or that nature, I would get in trouble. And I keep thinking of more, sorry, but another thing that people kept saying was the fact that why are you going back into the bathroom? Why are you doing all these things if you know what he was going to do? If you guys actually listened and wasn't so concerned about just talking out of your ass or any of the sort, and not to be rude, but to be like bluntly frank, and I'm not talking about the people who genuinely had questions. I mean the people who knew what they were doing, who were really out there making rude and horrendous comments on purpose to try and get a rise out of me, which this isn't a rise, it's more so of a what's wrong with you mentally, literally what's wrong with you. Then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you because, again, you're going to just be blocked. But I will answer the question nonetheless. If you knew what was going to happen, why would you go back in the bathroom? First of all, I said this multiple times. I kept going back in the bathroom because there were things that would happen if I did not.
Also, she was a child. So I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. She's a child. Why are we asking? That's a crazy question. Like, for any, yeah, that's crazy.
Thank you. There were things that would happen to me if I did not go back into the bathroom. I thought I said that multiple times. Guess not. Consequences. Things like death threats. Things like threatening to text boys from my school pictures of me naked and stuff like that. Stuff like that. There was a whole bunch of threats. Threatening to tell my mother things about me that weren't true. Threatening to send me to a mental asylum because I was crazy if I ever told anyone. Stuff like that. If I ever did anything, I was threatened. It's really that simple. But as all this was happening and everything, I was just trying to survive. But anyway, rule number 2. I had to make sure that I did not whatsoever, not send him I don't know how to explain it. I had to make sure that I did not whatsoever send him a picture of me that wasn't revealing enough. Does that make sense? Basically, for example, say when he was forcing me to send pictures of myself and everything, if I messed up, if I slipped up, if it wasn't good enough, if it was just a picture of me, right? Like just me smiling or something like that, I would get in trouble. It's really just that simple. I would get in trouble. I would never hear the end of it. He would sit there and call me a million names, insult me, all the things you could think of on top of threatening me. Then I would get starved and ignored. So basically how it would go is I, 1, had to talk to him like he was my boyfriend. 2, I had to send him good revealing pictures of myself. Pictures, videos, whatever. And you know what's funny? I'm going to go into something that, dang, this video is already long. I have to go into something real quick. But it's like an example for people who are confused. Real quick. So my father, right? My father, who was the same man who was supposed to, love and care for me, my biological dad, by the way, who was love and care for me, that failed that miserably. He he decided that it would be a great idea to go through my photo gallery to try and find revealing pictures of myself that I took myself. Now, here's the twisted part. The thing is, this man went to my photo gallery, right? Found a picture of something inappropriate of me that I had took for medical reasons. Medical reasons. I don't have 5 heads. I can't see everything everywhere. So I had taken a picture, again, an inappropriate thing, of a very, very graphic view so I could, check something because, again, I can't see in there. And you could bend down to all the twisting and turning. I was trying to make sure I was good. So he found that picture, came to me in my room, showed it to me up close, held it up to my face, right here close, right? And was like, oh, so this is what you're doing. I know you wanted me to find this picture. I know you were hoping that I would find it. I know this, I know that. And I was sitting there like, actually, that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. And he would sit there and swear up and down that if I did not admit that I took that picture for him, again, all hell would be raised. So I'd literally have to sit there and act like I took that photo, that was, again, for medical reasons, took that photo for his own gratification. Okay, rule number 3. Playing video games. I had to play video games with this man on the daily. Now, I love video games. I'm a very big gamer. My name is literally after a video game. I named my daughter after a video game. It's just a thing in the family. Like, we play games. This man forced me to play video games with him. I kid you not, forced me to play video games with him. And okay, so this is how it went, right? I would play with friends from school, and he would ask to join. And I have no choice, so I say yes. He joins in, and immediately, if I am not giving him attention, laughing with him, joking with him, making it seem like I really, really want him there, then he would, I kid you not, he would get so mad, and he would start to text my phone, literally text my phone, blowing it up about the fact that I was not, giving him enough attention. I was not doing enough. I was not, I don't know how to explain it. I was not engaging enough as if, I wanted him there, if that makes sense. Now, the thing is, obviously, I didn't want him there. So why would you think that I'd be engaging enough to make you feel welcome? You're not welcome. But, yeah, I had to play video games with him. And if I messed up, again, consequences, I would have to be forced to watch him do something. I would have to do something for him. And again, if you know, you know. I don't mean anything like wash the dishes. I mean something worse. But apparently this video is already goddamn long. I keep talking too much. So.
Dude, that made me so uncomfortable listening to her describe all of that. That was so disgusting. And I think, one thing I want to point out real quick is I don't know how women talk and put on makeup at the same time. Putting on makeup is like extremely hard. And having these kind of conversations, I'm saying for me, from the outside looking in, and then having this conversation, like my male brain, I can't do those two things at the same time. Too much concentration. Like I can't draw and talk at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I have to be either drawing or talking. But every time I watch videos and women are like putting on makeup while talking, I'm like, that's amazing. Anyways, just listening to her tell her story is really depressing, frustrating, infuriating, all the things, because as an adult and as a parent, you're just like, you're supposed to be protecting these people. You're not supposed to be preying on them, and it seems like he was doing all of that because he had some like desire to be wanted that probably stems from, something in his past that he needs to address. But that's what it sounds like. He had a strong desire to be wanted, and it sounds like he wanted a sex slave as well, and he wanted to be treated like a deity, and again, if you guys don't think that is connected to the patriarchy for men, then I don't know what to tell you, because that is, to me, without a doubt, connected without a doubt, it's connected to the patriarchy. It's without a doubt connected to misogyny. Seeing women as objects. Like if his daughter was a human to him, he would not have treated her like that. If women were humans to him, he would not want to subjugate them. He would not want them to, he would set us he would want to be wanted by a woman, like genuinely wanted by a woman, because he would want her respect, and he would want, you know what I mean? Like he would just want to be like treat her like a person and like a decent human being. But when men don't want to treat, when men don't care about that, then that's how that's how they are like completely dehumanizing women. But that was a lot. That was very, very heavy. But sounds like, she's safe now from him. And yeah, so good for her. But whew, that was a lot.